So do you want to learn how to create a successful YouTube channel step by step? Now, whether you already have a channel, you've just started, you have an idea, this course covers everything from beginning to end, nothing missed, step by step. It's all here. Now, I'm Dan and I'm a professional video creator who started several of my own channels over the years, and now I work one-on-one with students to develop channel ideas, growth on YouTube, and how to be successful on the platform beginning to end. In all different niches, from all walks of life, I work with them one-on-one. I love it. So I created this course on the back of that, systematically going through every step needed. I was once in the same position as you, searching online, looking on YouTube to try and find out everything that was needed to create a YouTube channel. So I put it in this course step by step. That's everything from knowing the equipment you'll need, cameras, lighting, editing, everything is in here. And then the theory of YouTube, how it works, how to grow. And then we'll go through branding, creating a channel, uploading, analytics to know how to grow, creating a successful video with a great video structure, titles, thumbnails, everything. So by the end of this course, you'll have everything you need step by step to go from beginning, knowing absolutely nothing, to theory, practical, launching, everything you need to get going and have a successful channel on YouTube. Go ahead and watch the other 3 preview videos in this course and then hit that enroll button, and I'll see you in a lecture really soon. Hello and welcome to the YouTube Academy to Pro. So why take this course? Now this course is broken down systematically. We are going to go down and through this as if you are starting. You need to understand how YouTube works. So in the intro section, we'll go through and see how YouTube works, and then we'll go right back to setting up a channel, what you need step by step, and then making the perfect video after research. That's so important. Researching your niche, because we'll come up with an idea for your channel, or maybe you have a few ideas, how that works, research around that, become an authority in that so you know what to be doing. And then we'll go on through to uploading step by step. Don't miss anything, what's important, what's less important now, all the way through to launch, and then learning your analytics. That's the only way to grow. It's all here, systematically set up step by step for you to follow along. And as well as that, I have what I call cheat sheets. For a lot of the lectures, not all of them need it, but for a lot of the lectures, there are cheat sheets that pop up that you can download or use. And by the end of the course, you'll have a full pack of cheat sheets, so you'll know exactly what it is you need to do to launch your channel. Every lecture has, and I start with, an objective about what it is you're going to learn and an outcome, what it is you're going to get from that to be able to take away. So each lesson is very clear for what it is you're going to get, and I'll display that to you before each lecture starts. So if you need to go back over and re-watch, if you're not sure you got the right outcome, you can, but I'm sure you'll get it. It's all about solving your problems. You want to start a YouTube channel, there's so much information out there, you need it all in one place. That's what this is. This is the most up-to-date course I've put out about YouTube. You're in the right place. Now, every niche on YouTube can be successful. Whatever it is you want to make a video about, you can succeed with the right research and the right plan, and I'm going to show you how. So don't think you have to make in a certain way, that you even have to be on camera if you don't want to. Every niche can succeed. I'm sure you've seen videos of people mowing the lawn, through to full vlogs, explaining videos, video essays. There's so much out there. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's explain to you a little bit about how the course is going to break down, and then let's give you some information. Let's start working out exactly how the YouTube algorithm now works, how it makes money, and how you need to infiltrate yourself into this system that already exists when you create a channel. Let's backward engineer exactly what works. Let's get going. So for those of you who don't know, I've had this course for a few years now, and I constantly every year try to create a new channel, at least one, and get it monetized as quickly as possible, because I know that YouTube changes its algorithm every year about what it's going to promote and how you're going to grow. And I want to stay up to date with current events, not just have one channel type that I've been able to grow before. So I try something new every year. And I've just got this channel just monetized in less than 4 weeks. Let me show you actually the analytics. So this is a brand new channel that I started just last month. Let me go to the analytics here and I will show you, and you'll find out in the course, what you need to be monetized is 4,000 watch hours. That's usually the hardest thing to get, and 1,000 subscribers. So I can show you the dates here. Let's do the last 90 days. Started channel here, September 19th, got 11 views. And then right now, October 23rd. So that's what, 2 days over a month, 19th to the 23rd. So almost a month exactly, 9,300 watch hours. That's usually the hardest thing to get. And then this hasn't updated yet, but you can see 1,006 subscribers. So I now have, if I go to the earning page, I am part of the YouTube partner program and I'm getting paid. This was done on a channel this month and I learned something. This is normally the hardest thing to get, watch time. I tried something new with this channel, which I'm going to show you inside the course, okay? Just to show you, me as an instructor, I try to keep up to date with what's happening with YouTube. It really does excite me. I'm obsessed with YouTube. Okay, let's get into the course. Let's go. So just quickly before you get going, let me just explain this course breakdown so you know if you need to skip bits, but I wouldn't. There might be something you've missed previously, but let me show you the breakdown. First, in this introduction section, I'm going to tell you how YouTube and you makes money. That's important because YouTube is an ad display network. Their whole purpose is to make money. So if you can help them make money through your videos, through showing ads and getting views, they're going to reward you by giving you impressions. And impressions you grow. So we'll get into that and we'll work out the YouTube algorithm for click-through rate and watch time and things, and then some don'ts, some things you don't want to do that many people do when they launch a channel that can really harm your growth. And then we're going to go into the planning stage. So we're going to research, we're going to work out what it is you need to, what you could be making content about based on a set of criteria. I systematically break it down so you can work it out. Then we go into research, which is everything, knowing what works already, sort of what you can make about. And by the end of that, you'll have an idea for what your channel should be about, and then what you should be making about, specific titles even, and what your thumbnail should look like, so you can get going and make a plan. Then we talk about equipment, what you need. Then I'm going to go into setting up your YouTube channel step by step, then finding your way around YouTube and analytics, and then making the video, making the perfect video, what it should include for your niche, how to structure this to get the most views and the most watch time. Longer watch time mean YouTube love you more, give you more impressions and more money made. And then we'll upload it step by step. I'll talk about live streaming, analytics in depth, making money other ways on YouTube that you can make money, filming and editing, advice, shorts, and then advice on getting your channel, not getting your channel restricted and things you shouldn't do. Again, it's all here systematically laid out step by step to follow along in the correct order so you don't have to go around finding information from various sources. It's all here in one place. Now, just on this course, if you want to, you can slow me down or speed me up. Sometimes I get very excited when I'm talking and I'll talk too fast. Many people said, you talk too fast. That's okay. I'm trying my best to slow down, but you can toggle right at the bottom here. You can click the speed and turn me down slightly if you want me to talk slower, or speed me up if you want to skip through the lectures quickly. And you can skip through lectures or skip parts whenever you want to. And soon, maybe after this lecture or so, you'll be asked probably to review this course. Don't worry, you can go back and change that at any time. But if you're liking this, like the structure and the work I've put in, please leave me a review, and any comments that you have below any video, I love to hear them and I get back to everyone. And there is, like I mentioned, cheat sheets for lots of the lectures to download and go through, so you can go through and take down this if you want it in paper form or downloaded form to go along with the course. It's all here to work out whichever way you want to learn. Is here for you. So without further ado, let's get into it and let's work out how you and YouTube make money, because this all boils down to making money. If YouTube makes money and you, then you can succeed. Let's break it down, backward engineer, before we start creating anything, exactly how YouTube works. And welcome back to the next lecture. We are going to talk about the big YouTube algorithm and exactly what it is. So the objective for this, understand what YouTube looks for in order to determine whether content is worth sharing, giving impressions to in its algorithm. And then the outcome is you are going to understand exactly how the algorithm works, so then you can use that knowledge when you're making content to make sure you are making the right content in the right way to appeal to the YouTube algorithm. And don't forget, of course, this lecture has a cheat sheet. If you want to print that out or use it, download it, you can. Check out the cheat sheet, and it's all about the YouTube algorithm. So let's get going. If you've been already researching all about YouTube, you've probably come across this before, and it does change over years. Some channels from years ago, daily vlogging stuff, long videos, YouTube loved them, and now it's very different. It's looking at something slightly different is what I've found over testing my own channels and working with lots of channels over the last years, 1, 2, 3 years in depth. I've seen it change, not drastically, but there are some things you really need to think about that you probably aren't thinking about when you first launched. So let's get going and break it down. Now, what I've found through all the testing, it pretty much comes down to two things: the click-through rate, CTR, and the watch time. Sometimes I'll say WT, although that's not quicker than saying watch time. Anyway, it comes down to those two things. So let's break those down. Wait, because if you think you know this already, just wait. Let's first go into click-through rate. Now, what is click-through rate? Click-through rate means when YouTube puts your video onto a full page of videos, if someone's browsing YouTube, that is an impression. YouTube has given your video an impression. They've put it in front of someone. So your click-through rate is determining how many clicks it gets per, say, 100. Per 100 clicks, if you got 1 click, you have a 1% click-through rate. If you had 100, you have a 100% click-through rate. And depending how new, old your channel is, your subscriber base, what you're making about, your geography, the click-through rate will change drastically. But what determines a good click-through rate? What do you need to have a good click-through rate? Think about this logically. No one has seen your video yet when they come to click it. They've only got 3 things to decide. The main thing, the most important thing is your thumbnail. It's so important. People underestimate this. It's so important. When people are scrolling through hundreds of thumbnails, it has to stand out, has to be punchy, has to intrigue, not big long text that doesn't work. It has to have a big expression, certain colors. It needs to attract someone, the right audience, to click. Your thumbnail is so important. It's the main and first thing. I often talk about what's called the customer psychology or the viewer psychology. When they're scrolling, first they'll be attracted by an image. That's the thumbnail. Then they may read the title and look at the topic. We'll talk about those in a sec. But your thumbnail is so important, and we have lectures about this later. It is probably the most important part of YouTube altogether, because if no one clicks your video, no one's gonna see the great edit that you've done and watch it and see adverts. You're not going to make money. YouTube aren't going to deem it worthy to give more impressions to. So your click-through rate is so important. If no one clicks, no one sees. And the thumbnail is the most important part of that. After that, once they've been attracted by your thumbnail, they'll read the title. That has to intrigue too. Perhaps there's, and we break this down later, depending if you're doing an info style channel, giving information, someone needs to learn something, or whether you're attracting in a place, someone searching for a place, location, or it's an entertainment video and it's an entertaining title, whatever it is, it will depend on your niche, and we break that down. The title should intrigue someone enough to want to click. And there are some clickbaity, that's okay to use that word, extreme words that can attract viewers, or information, search-based terms, whether you're getting someone to come to your channel because they're searching for it or they're browsing, getting impressions. The title is next. And the last thing, of course, is the topic. You can't change that. That's what your channel is about, but it has to be an interesting topic for the niche you're trying to attract. If you're talking about cooking, baking, is there a topic within that you can start honing down on? And we talk about getting a really tight niche for when you launch and how important that is. But your click-through rate is there based on those 3 things, and they're super important. In that order: thumbnail, title, topic. Thumbnail, title, that's your packaging around a video. You don't have to tell them everything that's in it. You think of it as like your poster for your movie. Movie posters have an action scene and a slogan, something to get someone to want to see. You're not telling everyone that's in the video, you're getting them to click. So that's your click-through rate. The second part we need to talk about is, of course, your watch time or retention. Now, we're going to go into analytics later, but YouTube wants someone staying on your video for a long time. It's the only way it can know if your video is good or not, if someone stays on and watches for a long time. They're not manually watching all videos, obviously, and seeing whether they're good. They're determining it by someone's watch time. And in analytics, you can go in, we'll look later, and you can see where a viewer spikes or drops off. There's the initial first 15 to 30 seconds retention. That's really important. If you capture someone in those first 15 seconds, 30 seconds, they're likely to stay longer. And there are certain methods we can do to make sure they stay longer and stay through that first period. We'll get into those later. That's really important. And I'll show you in analytics where you can analyze this on your previous videos, take those learnings to make it onto your next videos. And we're going to break down a perfect video structure later to make sure you get a good watch time. People watch for longer. YouTube knows the video is good. They see more adverts. They make more money. You get more impressions. And then of course, there's using what I like to call a structure for a video to increase retention and watch time, like a video roadmap. There's a few things, again, we break this down more later. When someone first lands on your page, you should reaffirm the click. They've come for the right thing. There are so many videos, I'm sure you've watched them, where you've gone on it and it wasn't what you clicked for. It wasn't at all. You reaffirm, you are getting this in this video and it's what you clicked for. People like Mr. Beast do it straight away. They say their title back almost instantly. You're in the right place to watch this video. Then they explain a structure. In this video, you are going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. So a viewer now knows what they're waiting for. And by the end, they're going to get what they need on all points. And they know they're never lost in a video. They know what they're getting and it helps watch time and retention. And then of course, the pace of your edit. How quickly you cut. For a younger audience in entertainment, like Mr. Beast, Ryan Trahan, or some other creators, it's very fast. If you're doing information, it may be slower and explain. Or if your audience and your niche is older, then maybe slower. I've had channels where I've had an average audience member be 60 years old, and I've had them where they're early 20s. And there's a very different pace needed and a different type of thumbnail and title needed based on who your demographic is, and we break those down. But the YouTube algorithm comes down to those things: click-through rate and watch time. And within those, click-through rate, thumbnail, title, topic, really important, the most important, because if they don't click, they can't get through to your retention and watch time, which is all down to seeing your analytics, when people drop off and why, capturing people and keeping them watching for longer. That is the YouTube algorithm in a nutshell. So a lot of people want to speed this up and they want to do things they shouldn't to get ahead on YouTube, and it really doesn't work on YouTube. Other social medias, sometimes it does. YouTube, it doesn't work, and I'll explain exactly why. Here's some things you definitely never, ever do that will only damage your channel. Although you think you're going to help it grow or get to monetization faster, these will damage your channel drastically and the future longevity of your channel. So don't do them. Let me explain that in the next lecture.